Everyone, welcome back to the Spotlight. We're back for a bit of United chat, and we're going to just talk about the City game quickly today. That's all I want to talk about. And what I thought of it in the end. I mean, first of all, I expected no different really with the lineup. I was quite surprised that Bruno ended up playing false nine. I actually think that's the right decision. And I think Bruno had an okay game yesterday, considering how poor he's been lately. But I think false nine suits him because that's where he seems to play anyway. If you put him in set the central midfield three, he plays as a false nine anyway. So to me, the only thing I would say about that is he's supposed to be one of our best creative central midfielders, and we come up against a tough team and Man City, and Ten Hag doesn't trust him to play in the midfield three. And people say, oh, well, he would have played there if Højlund was fit. He wouldn't have. He'd have started Højlund up front and he'd have put Bruno on the right. And you tell me what you think of that. And I don't want to get into a Bruno debate again, because it's what every single one of my videos tend to end up being. But what do you think about Eric Ten Hag not trusting Bruno Fernandes to play in his three in midfield in big games? Get it in the comments. Tell me what you think. But on the game, it went the way I expected it to. We had a few counter attacks. I think the one where Rashford missed to put us 2-0 up, where he was clean through and took a bad touch, was a huge, huge, huge chance. He does what he always does and does nothing in the game and scores a worldie. And the third one everyone's saying he's missed, where it's the ball over the top and he's stretching for it and it's a bad angle. Even if he gets on the end of that, it's not going in the net. It's not a good chance. I mean, what he should be doing with that is trying to get something on it to play it back across goal and hoping someone's there to tap it in. He ain't scoring off that. But the second one counter he missed, where he got clean through, took a poor touch and let him back in. You've got to be scoring them. But then you say that, and like I say to everyone else who talks about, well, we had two great chances to score. Well, Foden missed a one-on-one and Haaland missed an open goal. So even if you're blaming Rashford and you think he missed those two chances, if you're going to give everyone all the good chances that go in the net, City probably would have scored another five. So the result won't change anyway. And just on the Rashford topic, I guess, I think he did okay today. His job clearly was that today. I did see him tracking back two or three times. I also saw him walking around. I mean, I'm not going to go in on him too hard because it's a game where he ain't going to have a lot of the ball. All I will say is that our midfield and front three, whoever's up there, when we release that pressure from the back, they have to be able to get hold of the ball and help us get up the pitch a bit. But then again, we're clearly instructed to get the ball into midfield and as soon as possible, while they're on the spin, get Rashford and that in behind. So, I mean, it is what it is. All I'll say is you can't sit and camp on the edge of your own 18-yard box versus City for 90 minutes and expect something out the game. So, I think it was a demolition avoidance job more than anything else. If we went out and played like we do normally, it's 6-7-8. We've gone away with a 3-1 and had a couple of chances, and people seem to be happy with it. Personally, I mean, I think we did what we could do, but are you happy as a Man United fan to allow City to pen us into our own box and defend for 90 minutes? And I know people say, oh, well, we ain't got Shaw, we ain't got Martinez, we ain't got Højlund. And yeah, Højlund probably would have helped us keep the ball up the pitch a bit better, but they wouldn't have changed the possession stats. 74% possession to 26 to United. City had more attempts on our goal than we had percentage of possession. They had 27 shots, we had 26% possession. I mean, let it sink in. 15 corners they had. It's, the stats, as much as you can watch it and think, oh, yeah, we did all right, we lost 3-1. We're Man United. We're not Luton going there and hoping to hold on, which is exactly what we did. In fact, In hindsight, I actually think it's quite pathetic what we did at City today. And I hate to say that. We didn't even go there to win the game, I don't think. We went there to not get battered. And most fans will probably take that, but as the manager and the team, it's a disgusting attitude to have, in my opinion. On the two fouls, so the one where Rashford's through and Walker catches him up, I've watched it again this morning. It is no way a foul. And I know there's some channels out there, big ones, that I watch all the time and I've got no problem with them. And I like the presenters and I've got no problem with it at all. But it is not a foul. And I know they're going mental saying it's a foul. Walker catches up with him and he literally puts his hand on his arm for like half a second and Rashford goes down. It is no way a foul. Not a chance. Anyone who thinks that's a foul is clutching at straws to try and get one of their players sent off. Rashford's still 30, 40 yards from goal. He's got a cut in. Walker would have caught him up anyway. It's absolutely not a foul. His better chance was the one in the first half where he had a bad touch and let him back. It was a bigger chance than that one, and it wasn't a foul. The other big talking point, again, on some other channels was it a foul on Garnacho by Edison? And again, it isn't. I mean, people are clutching at straws if you think that's a foul. Yes, in the middle of the park, the ref might blow up for a foul for it, but it's not a foul. It's just a strong tackle. Yeah, he's pegged it over, jumped in. He's completely won the ball, and people are saying it's a scissor tackle. It isn't a scissor tackle because one of his legs are forward, and by the time he makes contact, his back leg is fully bent. He's not gone in like that. He's gone in like that. It's a fine tackle. It's just a hard tackle. And yes, maybe you can argue that it might be given a free kick in other areas of the pitch, but that happens all the time. And yes, the refs probably should be more consistent with it, but to me, that's not even a foul in midfield. It's definitely not a foul when a keeper's doing a last-ditch tackle. But, we've got what we expected, didn't we? I think most Man United fans are happy we've got out of there and had a couple of chances and not got beaten by 5 or 6. But to me, on hindsight, the defeatist attitude from the start of the game, I think it took us 5 minutes to even touch the ball. We were just absolutely dominated. We're so far off City, it's unbelievable. And games like this show us how far away we are. The Liverpool game, we drew 0-0. We all know Liverpool are winning games, but they're not convincing. They got an absolute gift of a VAR decision yesterday again. 90+9. People say, it's a minute after. The ref's given them the ball back and allowed them up the pitch. They get a corner. They end up scoring from it. It's a minute after. Yeah, I get it. It's a minute after. The ball is never in that area of the pitch, though. If the ref doesn't give him the ball back when he shouldn't. And I don't want to moan about Liverpool, but again, people talk about Man United getting Fergie time and VAR. I've never seen a team like Liverpool get so many decisions go for him. It's unbelievable. But, I don't want to rant about Liverpool. Liverpool are doing their own thing. It's up to us to be on their level, innit? And the same with Arsenal. And the same with City. We are so far behind those 3 teams. It's unbelievable. And we're behind Villa and Spurs as well. And just on a leaving comment, what is your opinion on Ten Hag now going into the summer? 11 points off 4th. 11 games lost. Out the Champions League before Christmas. Out the Carabao Cup. We've got Liverpool in the next round of the FA Cup in a week or so's time. If he goes there and we lose, what are your thoughts? Let me just have a quick look at the fixtures because I didn't want this video to be longer than 10 minutes. And the fixtures, we've got Everton. We can beat Everton, but they're stubborn. Dyche will give us a game there. We all know he will. Let's have a look. What are the fixtures we got? Man United fixtures. Where are we? Stupid Premier League website. Anyway, I can't find the fixtures right now off the cuff. It seems to only want to bring up the Everton game. Don't want to give us what the actual upcoming fixtures are. All right, here we go. So we've got Everton. Then we'll have the FA Cup games because the next game after that's the 30th of March away at Brentford. You would think 2 winnable games. 4th of April, Chelsea. Again, you could say a winnable game, but I'd say we're not far off each other. Us and Chelsea, we're both completely inconsistent. Then we've got Liverpool, Bournemouth, Newcastle, Burnley. On paper, we've not got a terrible run in. We've got Liverpool, we've got Chelsea and Liverpool on the 4th and the 7th of April. That's 2 big games. Newcastle on the 20th of April. And then Arsenal at home on the 11th of May. So our running isn't too bad. There's still time for us to turn it around, but you've got to think how inconsistent we are. We're not going in and winning all these games. I think there's still 2 or 3 losses in these games, and they might not come versus Liverpool and Newcastle and Chelsea. Because you know what we're like? We could easily roll up away at Bournemouth and lose. Away at Palace, and they put a block up and get a goal on the counter-attack and we lose. I mean, I'll leave it there. Tell me in the comments why you think Ten Hag will be in the summer. Will he still be the manager? And tell me where you think we will finish at the end of the season. And I will see you on the next one, people. And let's hope we can turn this season around. Peace and subscribe.